objectives or solely prospectus with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information reading considered carefully before investing.
Save up to 80% buying Factory Direct. The Jewelry Exchange imports diamonds direct, manufactures their own jewelry, and won't be undersold. Key to your heart pendants are $79. Tunnel of Love tennis bracelets start at $299. Larger sizes are just $299 per carat. 3-stone rings are $159, 1 carat $599, and diamond studs are $399 per carat. Only the Jewelry Exchange guarantees the jewelry they make to appraise for double. That's right, double. Buy Factory Direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange nationwide and online.
This is your canvas. This is your paintbrush. The John Deere Select Series with dozens of attachments and the only 4-year limited bumper-to-bumper warranty in its class. The question is, what will you create? Go to johndeere.com/create and get up to $350 off Select Series tractors.
Do it all, anytime. And now save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Now get free delivery of Walmart's $10 90-day generic prescriptions, no matter where you live. Plus get free shipping on over 3,000 other prescriptions. Call 1-800-2REFILL for your free home delivery. Save money, live better, Walmart.
You see it everywhere. A look that says you've been Star-Kissed. With exciting, fresh-tasting flavors that'll change the way you look. At Seafood. For great recipe ideas, visit StarKissed.com.
Have you been Star-Kissed? They say there's no such thing as a free lunch. Clearly they never lined up for free grilled chicken. Seems more restaurant chains are giving away food to try to get customers in the door. The chains can stretch their marketing dollars and build brand loyalty, but nutritionists are warning those customers end up paying for it down the road. Here's Phil Keating.
3:30, most everyone's asleep.
Good morning.
Morning. By 6. And with that, the first 100 Chick-fil-A diehards at Houston's latest franchise win free food for 1 year. Juan Sierra says it's more than just the free combo meal.
It is. In this day and time of age, it is.
The tough economy is leading many restaurants to offer free or at least very cheap promotions.
The most expensive thing in a restaurant is an empty chair.
So Denny's is offering 16 meals under $10. 600,000 pancake lovers already signed up to win 52 Grand Slams. Other food chains tapping into cost-conscious families include Subway, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Krispy Kreme.
There's nothing quite like getting something for free.
Ad man Rick Blitman says the real freebie here goes to the restaurants, especially with social websites, Facebook and Twitter included in every promotion.
Word of mouth starts to spread, and it's ultimate word of mouth. You're feeding them. Next thing you know, they're telling everybody they know about it.
And while customers find these freebies delicious, nutritionists find in a lot of cases a lot of calories. For example, one regular Grand Slam has about half of a person's daily recommended caloric intake. These restaurants could be offering up free plates of their healthier, more nutritious meals, which are on the menu.
The bottom line is that the more you're eating out, the more calories, the more fat, the more salt you're getting.
But on this morning, it was only about the free food. Phil Keating, Fox News.
I'm Shepard Smith. This is the Fox Report. It's the bottom of the hour. Time for the top of the news. Pope Benedict taking part in the Way of the Cross procession today through the Roman Colosseum. It's a somber Good Friday tradition, marking the suffering of Jesus Christ before his death 2,000 years ago. As the leader of the world's 1 billion Catholics marked one of the holiest days on the church calendar, the man known as his personal preacher defended him against new accusations regarding the church's sexual abuse scandal. Specifically, the suggestions that before he was Pope, then Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger may have mishandled some abuse cases. In fact, the allegation is he very much did. Excuse me, but tonight the papal preacher's defense is generating some controversy of its own. Greg Greg Burke is our Vatican correspondent streaming live from Rome. Greg?
Shep, that's right. You know, there's a lot of debate out here about whether or not the church is getting fair treatment, whether the reports have been accurate and fair. But one thing's pretty clear. The Vatican has got to get its communication strategy together. Tonight, top aide to the Pope defending him against attacks, saying these attacks are similar to anti-Semitism. It was the papal preacher, Father Cantalamessa, quoting from a letter from a Jewish friend, which says, quote, "The use of stereotyping, the passing from personal responsibility and guilt to collective guilt remind me of the more shameful aspects of anti-Semitism." Now, Jewish response was coming immediately from the American gathering of Holocaust survivors. Quote, "Shame on Father Cantalamessa. The Vatican is entitled to defend itself, but the comparison with anti-Semitic persecution is offensive and unsustainable." Now, a Vatican spokesman also distancing himself from Cantalamessa's remarks just a few hours later, as tens of thousands of pilgrims gathered with the Pope, as usual, at the Colosseum for the Way of the Cross. And while the news media is certainly focusing a lot on this abuse crisis, that seems pretty far from the minds of all these crowds there, many of whom have come precisely to see the Pope during the Holy Week. They're not thinking much about that. Now, finally, Shep, you know, as Christians around the world do commemorate Good Friday today, Catholics in particular around the globe, thinking a lot about Pope John Paul II. It was 5 years ago today that he died. Shep?
Greg Burke, our Vatican correspondent, streaming live from Rome on this early Saturday morning. Well, the Colorado woman known as Jihad Jamie is back on U.S. soil tonight and under arrest again after police in Ireland detained her in connection with the suspected terror plot, then let her go. 31-year-old Jamie Paulin Ramirez now faces federal charges of conspiracy to provide support to terrorists. And the U.S. Justice Department says she has connections to another American terror suspect, Colleen LaRose. Here's her picture. Last month, LaRose pleaded not guilty to recruiting Islamic terrorists. Our correspondent Laura Engel is live in our New York newsroom with developments on this story. What exactly went down today, Laura?
Hi, Shep. Well, this plot is definitely getting a lot thicker tonight with reports from the Associated Press that Jihad's Jamie, as she has been dubbed, is pregnant. Now, 31-year-old Jamie Paulin Ramirez was taken into custody this afternoon in Philadelphia after she flew back to the U.S. from Ireland with her 6-year-old son, who is reportedly now in child protective custody. According to the indictment, when Paulin Ramirez traveled to Europe in September, she married a co-conspirator who she had met online and never seen in person before.
Well, what details do we know about specific charges?
And we've been going over this superseding indictment tonight, and what it tells us is that Pauline Ramirez is a defendant. She's been added as a defendant in this case. It also details online communications between these two women. We've got their pictures side by side for you. According to prosecutors, LaRose, seen here on the right, recruited Pauline Ramirez, seen on the left, to take part in a terror training camp in Europe. LaRose allegedly wrote in an email to Pauline Ramirez in August of 2009, quote, "When our brothers defend our faith and their homes, they are terrorists. Fine, then I'm a terrorist and proud to be this." According to the indictment, Pauline Ramirez replied, "That's right. If that's how they call it, then so be it. I am what I am."
Laura Engel, live in our newsroom in New York. Laura, thanks. The president of Afghanistan today called Secretary of State Hillary Clinton one day before he blasted Western nations. In the speech, Karzai admitted there had been fraud in the Afghanistan presidential election last year, but he accused the United Nations and foreign embassies of trying to rig the election. He also said the international community was trying to weaken his government. Well, today the White House called those comments troubling, and then all of a sudden the State Department said this.
Suggestions that somehow the international community is responsible for irregularities in the recent election is preposterous.
And just after that briefing, we learned Karzai called Secretary Clinton to try to smooth things over, and we're told he expressed surprise that his statements yesterday caused a stir. In the statement, the State Department said Karzai clarified his remarks, meaning they took him out back behind the woodshed. Quote, reaffirmed his commitment to partnership between our two countries and expressed his appreciation for the contributions and sacrifices of the international community. They pledged to continue working together in the spirit of partnership. Word of a new threat to Americans from violent drug gangs in Mexico. Now people in one border town are fearing for their children's lives after a threat that